Alright, so getting to understand each one of you, like I said, a queen, warrior passion, a warrior with a king's presence, royalty, and marksmanship. One thing about leaders is that people respect them when they get their hands dirty too.
Yeah.
The greatest kings were warriors, and the greatest pharaoh in Egyptian history was a woman, and she cut people's heads off. It was like, nothing's ever gonna touch Egypt through me. And understanding that, and knowing that you know how to get your hands dirty with the people in the music, but yet you know how to get your hands dirty in the creation part of your music. What does it mean to be able to walk the talk and live the talk that you have, and that nobody can define your truth?
Because without it actually being something that you went through, that a person can tell when something isn't authentic. So if it's not something that we actually experienced and we're just rapping about it, a person, we can have a video or we can perform it, and say for instance I'm talking about like, oh well, you know, at some point I sold rocks on the block and ran from the cops, right? And I didn't really do it. You're gonna notice that when I perform, you're gonna feel it. Someone will be like, oh, I sold rocks from the block and I ran from the cops. Like, but if I know that that was something that I've been through, and it's like, yo, I felt that shit, it's like, you know, I mean, you say it a totally different way. So it's something that you feel. And you can't do it. That's something that somebody can't take away from you, period. Nobody
You
can
have
take
people
that away.
that can feel your energy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying out here? I want to be able to walk into a room and the energy that I give off is real. It's that kind of a person that, okay, he's a good dude. I could rock with him. He has a heart. He's compassionate. He's passionate about what he does, but I can see if you cross him, it's going to be a problem. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, in my lyrics, I want you to be able to be like, yo, he's honest, he's real, I can rock with him. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to hear what he was just saying in my lyrics, you know what I'm saying? My voice all cracked because it's not real, or my energy that I'm giving off is not real, you know? Like,
Take pride in people knowing that I'm not perfect.
a real killer can read that shit from a mile away.
I got something. Wait. Y'all just threw me off. Pache said, say that again, please?
I take pride in people knowing that I'm not perfect.
What is perfect?
Because especially, all right, you have certain people that go through so much when they're out here. If you're the face of something, you're an artist, you're a role model, you're this, you're that, and they want to, oh, I'm just this Disney Channel character who I pray before I eat and I this, that, and the third. It's not relatable. Yeah, you want to give somebody something to look up to, but I can't give you anything fake to look up to, because now I'm leading you, and I'm leading you blindly. What are you going to get into after that, and how are you going to come up out of that?
It's like what you just said about the kings and the queens of ancient time. The people respect them because they had dirt on their hands. They were flawed. You know what I'm saying? The cracks and the bruises, they were flawed.
But see, that's what my argument is with what you just said. Pache, you perfect.
Not at all.
You are. You are. And we have to change that frame of thinking. You're perfect. You took perfect as being flawless. It's not perfect. Once again, I'm going to go to these biblical books. Abraham's considered God's friend, right? He's considered perfect. Abraham was a liar. Abraham told people that Sarah wasn't even his wife, and they tried to sleep with her. And if he would have said, that's my wife, who knows what would happen. But he's considered God's friend. Yeah, he had things wrong with him. David was considered God's friend and a perfect man. And David got a man murdered, slept with another man's wife, seen that baby die, had to run away from his son, lost his kingdom, but he's considered perfect. Job was considered perfect, and he questioned God. So perfect doesn't mean you don't have flaws. Perfect means you're balanced. In the Egyptian Book of the Dead, you can't be too righteous, you can't be too wicked. Your life has to be balanced. So long as you're true to your truth, and you're true to your truth,
Right.
you are 100% perfect. Your flaws make you perfect, because then you have a way to learn from them and
Right.
balance them out.
Right.
So then as an MC that knows that you're perfect now, and knowing that there's flaws, and knowing that there's things you can learn from, what is the ultimate goal that would consider you, let's see, a successful MC, both of you?
Being able to express that imperfection.
Okay.
Being able to somehow, in a positive way, shape somebody else's future from knowing things that I've probably been through in my past.
But see, there comes the argument of the truth. My favorite line in the Bible. Veritas. What is veritas? Which is truth. What is truth? Now we have a truth, we have your truth, and we have the truth. How do you bring the truth to people by sharing your truth to them as well?
Being honest with myself.
Yeah, we could be honest with ourselves, but 9 times out of 10, it's not something that people are asking of us. It's coming through our music because we're giving it to them voluntarily. So I have no choice but to be truthful, because at that point, if I'm untrue, I'm hurting myself. This is not good for me. This is not good for my music. So how can it be good for you? At that point, I'm cheating me. So at that point, it no longer matters how you feel or what you feel or what comes from it on your behalf. Because at that point, I've totally just crossed and X'd myself out of any equation at that point. So
I feel like we do ourselves in this music a discredit by not being honest with the people.
My truth helps me to help you.
Veritas. How does truth help? Truth hurts.
Yeah.
And pain is weakness leaving the body. So in the body of hip hop, how are you healing it? By being who you are. And how does the regime say
Pain builds character. Pain helps you grow. Without knowing what pain is, like, how you know if you're growing? Are you like, how you know if something hurts you? If nothing ever hurts you or brings you down, and forces you to rise up and stand up and straighten your back up, you know what I mean? How you know if you're capable of withstanding, you know what I mean, the test of time? Like, pain is what drives us.
And then, how is the regime saving the body of hip hop? Through exposing truth and pain to the game.
Yeah.
How?
What do you mean?
What does that pain and truth bring to the body of hip hop?
Awareness.
Yeah.
It brings awareness that we are all we're not perfect. No one's perfect, but through that imperfection,
Understanding your argument, of course, about the perfection thing, but it's like, in their eyes, not everyone understands what you just gave us.
Of course.
So we're speaking on a general aspect. If we're talking to the average person on the outside who doesn't have that same understanding as you, I can sit there and tell them, no, I'm not perfect. And you're not perfect. And that's why we can sit here and we can have a discussion. And you can take something from me just like I can probably take something from you.
there's no shame in being flawed. There's no shame in not being perfect. There's like going through the everyday struggle. There's no shame in that. It's what you do after that defines you. How you grow from that. You know, you make a mistake and you learn from that mistake. The problem is if you don't learn from that mistake.
Okay. So in truth, hip hop has become very bitchy. And the reason why I say that is because the power of hip hop has been diminished. That's why we don't have a lot of groups anymore. And now you're a group. So I ask you to critique each other. What makes your partner the perfect partner? I mean, I've heard that y'all like Spirited and everything, but even when it comes to the booth, there's a little competition factor in being on a song with your partner. What makes Ipache perfect for you, or what makes Doc Bundini perfect for you in this group?
She understands that I become agitated very fast. Like, she understands that, you know, it's like the smallest thing can piss me off if I'm not being heard, if I feel like I'm not being heard, you know, and I don't necessarily lash out. I become an introvert. If I feel like I can't speak to you, I go in. I'm not gonna lash out at you, but that's my way of affecting you, especially if I care about you. If I can't talk to you and I don't want to talk to you, then I don't give a shit about you, but I care about you. So for her to see me go in, it's like, all right, what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? But she understands that.
For me, it's a big thing about patience. When you have two people that are so similar and they're so much alike, they have more of an understanding than the average person would. So like he said, I have understandings of him in certain situations because I'm the same exact way. So when the roles are reversed, he can handle me in that way too. But outside of just that period, if we want to talk about a general aspect of how I feel about him in life, what makes it easy to be on a team with him, to be a teammate, how I feel about him in music, I will bring all of that to the center of the web and just say I just think that this man is impregnable. I feel like musically he's untouchable. And in life, the level of loyalty that I've witnessed from him is something that I've never experienced in my life, but I'm big on loyalty too. So immediately our spirits connected.
Word.
And that's something that can't be denied. So at this point, I will go to war and back for this man with no questions asked.
So from both of you, sum up the regime in either one word or one idea.
Government,
Loyalty.
loyalty.
Government and loyalty.
Yeah.
The rules of the battle. You can only win if you know what you're fighting for and you represent it.